Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are just going to be going through the projects I'm working on, and this is like a folio journal. It's basically 3 folios that I'm going to be binding into that book block and then creating a journal for it. I'm also working on 2 notepads that goes into this folio journal. That's what I'm calling it, a folio journal. I've been watching a lot of Tanya Samuels lately, and I've been super inspired by not so much her style, but the chunk of it all. That's what I've been super inspired by because when I've made journals previously, I've always run into bulking up the pages too much to get an alligator mouth, and watching Tanya Samuels as well as Bohemian Crafting has helped a lot, and you'll see more of the inspiration from Bohemian Crafting in the later projects. And this is the book block that I'm going to be binding everything to. As you can see, I used eyelets to not only hold the bulk of the folios I'm binding in, but to add some extra protection or strength to the spine, because the base of this book block is a file folder, as well as, I believe they're called, it's the things you put in binders, and they have like letter tabs on the side, tab dividers, page dividers, but they're pretty thick. So I just wanted to reinforce the spine of this folio journal. That's why I use eyelets this time around. And as you can see, I also made a slight mistake. This is projects that I've been working on and like learning as I go, if you can say. I forgot to make gussets right here on this flip out, on this, what do they call it, section, fold out on the left side. I forgot to make a gusset, so it's a little chunky on that side. So good thing I used the eyelets and not actually sewn it in, so it gives it a little bit of wiggling room, even though the gussets are non-existent on that side. The folio journal was Tanya Samuels inspired, and this nature slash bird themed journal is Bohemian Crafting inspired. Just the base, because she, on her Patreon, I was a Patreon of hers, and she, it was a tutorial on there for making a journal out of envelopes. So you'll see envelopes all through this nature journal, because I just thought that was an ingenious idea. And I also secured it with file folders as well once I had the base put all together, because it looks a little flimsy once the base is together. But once I reinforced it with a file folder, it created the base of this journal, and I just sewed in, I believe, 6 signatures in between. I do plan on making another journal like this. It won't be a full in-depth tutorial, because, as I said, this was a part of Bohemian Crafting's Patreon, so it's like a paid tutorial. So I won't take that from her, but I will recreate another journal this way so you guys can get an idea of how I did it. If I had to say, I would say that smaller journals are my favorite to make, because the pages just come together so quickly and they just look so nice. I don't know. I just liked all the texture paste I was able to use, the small bits of mixed media paper, the smaller images, pops here, pops there. I just really enjoyed the smaller journal this time around. And usually I like to make on a bigger scale, so it's harder to scale down my ideas, but I really enjoyed it. And as you can see, I'm getting a little bit heavy handed here on the left side. That's just because my journal does lay flat, especially if you are sitting in the bed writing. Like if you keep this next to your bedside and you keep it in your lap, it does lay flat. But being that it's a chunky girl, you probably just gotta lay your hand on it a little bit. But other than that, it's flat. But once you start putting your tags and your tucks, because I don't know why, it seems like I put a pocket on every single page of this journal. And believe it or not, there's no ephemera in here. And she's still pretty thick. So this may be a personal, or I may give it away to one of my friends. It's still in the air. And this little folio here is also inspired by Bohemian Crafting. Once again, when I was her Patreon, I just wanted to create everything that she created because she was using simple things like envelopes. This whole little mini folio is made with not the largest envelope, but I believe the size down. I think it's like 6 by 9. She showed a tutorial of how to make a folio with 6 by 9 envelopes, and that's what this is. And this folio is created using the leftovers from the Bird Nature journal that was also inspired by Bohemian Crafting because she had made, I believe it was a moving frame. It was the journal with moving frames, and she said instead of pushing her offcuts to the side, she decided to just make a mini book, and it was like a mini flip down book. You can probably find that on her channel somewhere. But instead of using the leftovers for the mini book, I used the leftovers for the mini folio. Her folio that she did on Patreon wasn't this small. It was a lot bigger than this, but she used the bigger envelopes. So, and I had the base laying around, so I figured I used the scraps to decorate this. And I like the way it came out, both the Nature Journal and this small folio. They coincide pretty well. Alrighty, guys, we're coming to the end here. I do have a lot more journals, but I'm going to have to record them in the next video. So I'll see you then. Bye.